I'm Kwaku Lobby. I'm about to introduce you to the most revolutionary, most innovative coffee maker that will change the game entirely. Are you guys ready for this?
I mean, I'm not a coffee drinker. Are you a coffee drinker, Dan?
I drink a lot of coffee, and I have a coffee story that goes with camping. So we'll come back to that after.
All right. Let's see.
Yes, here it is.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
he's owning it. Love it.
You're crazy. You're probably one
Mark's
of the
skeptical.
guys sitting in a coffee cup for the last hour. My name's Ross Smith. I'm a social media influencer. I have over 45 million followers across all platforms, and my mission is to make the world smile. My friend Kwaku created a solution that was so good that I had to partner up with them. And together, we both created the one and only Brumachen. The Brumachen is a single-serve portable brewer that makes a hot cup of coffee at a push of a button. So no more waiting in long lines or stalling in drive-thrus. I've taken the Brumachen all around the world. In cabs, on boats, camping, you name it. It is extremely portable. It is. Now Kwaku will show you how it works.
Before that, can I just get a ding ding here for hanging out in a coffee cup for an hour waiting for it to break out of it? I mean,
That was definitely theatrical, and I don't know if Mark liked it, but it was definitely trying to get the energy level up.
Yeah, and that's gotta be hard to do when you're just standing there with the anticipation of waiting, and yeah.
That's it to the screen. First, you plug it in. You pour your water in. Doesn't matter temperature. You insert 80 single-serve coffee pod. Oh, wow.
Ah,
And at a push of a button in a short 5-minute wait, guys, you have a fresh cup of coffee ready to go. Anywhere, anytime.
that's cool. Now is the coffee pod, is that a thing? Because I know you get the tea, and it looked like it was like the same as the tea pods.
Yeah, well, we've used an Nespresso machine for decades, and they have two different pods. And then, I mean, there's a lot of pods out on the market now, so I'm not sure if you have to open the pod and pour the coffee because it has to put the holes in the top and bottom to run the water through it.
Yeah. So that looked like a tea bag though, like the little circular tea bags that you can get.
Right.
But I didn't know they made them in coffee. Maybe they do. I don't know.
Oh yeah, they do. A lot of hotels use that now. The single serve little pods that you put in just for a single serve of coffee for kind of hygiene. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm familiar with the Keurig, pod like that, the K cups, but not that.
I would like to ask you for $1 million in exchange for 10% equity in our company and one cup of coffee. You know what?
That's an expensive cup of coffee there. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Well, you can see from Kevin's reaction.
It's giving season. 2 cups of coffee. 2 cups of coffee. Here we go. Well, Sharks, we're gonna make a brew right
Mark's
now.
like, I'm not giving these guys $1 million.
Huh. Oh man, what the heck, Kwaku? Yeah, Ross.
Oh.
That's 1,000 coffee pods. That's the amount the average American will use this year when they use single-serve plastic pods. It's absolutely wasteful. It's why at Brumachen we didn't stop at one innovation. We went beyond. We created this. It's a biodegradable single-serve coffee pod made out of materials like sugarcane and tree fibers.
All right. Hope you got a patent for that.
Yep. Yeah.
Guys, those pods take 450 years to biodegrade. This takes 180 days. We don't got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. That's not Sharks, you have the opportunity to put your money into something that isn't just a product. It goes beyond that. It preserves the planet for the next generation. Well, Sharks, you ready to make Brumachen the next big thing?
Kwaku, are you or your parents from Ghana?
Yes.
Were you born on Wednesday?
Yeah, how does he know this stuff? Wow, magician right there. That's crazy.
People from the Asante tribe, they name their children based on the day of the week that they're
Exactly.
born.
Oh, wow.
So
How
guys, your
cool is
coffee
that?
pod. You twist the top off, twist it in half. Then you take your coffee pod, punch it right in there, push it in. Then take the nipple off, and you pour the water in. It twists really tight.
Yeah, you should feel it locked.
Really tight.
And then we press the blue button.
Yes, and then you press the power button.
Tell me, how did you come up with this?
I mean, I don't make coffee, but that seemed pretty easy. Like,
Yeah.
I could get behind. I could understand that.
It looks very straightforward. Yeah.
Well, I work construction. I'm a civil engineer, so I was in the field with the guys in the winter, and I live in Indiana. Construction guys, they're out there in the freezing cold, and they had to go 10-minute drive to get a cup of coffee and come back to the site. And that's like 20 minutes. If you multiply that by 10 workers, you're spending a pretty buck on coffee, you know? So my goal was, how do you bridge in between having a coffee machine at home and in an office? But when you're on the go in between those spaces, your only option is to buy.
I mean, if you have that many people, wouldn't it make sense to just like send some money to a coffee truck or like one of those. Yeah, I guess like a coffee truck so they could stay warm because you don't want the coffee bike, because the coffee bike's going to be freezing outside. But
yeah, I think the flexibility. This is interesting. I was thinking at the beginning, it's really easy to you do your mobile order with Starbucks. You drive up, get it, and you're on the go. But this one, if like later in the day you're going to be out and about and you want to brew a cup of fresh coffee. I haven't seen the quality of it, but I'm sure it brews like all the other coffees. And then they hit the environmental piece. I think I think they should have led with that. When you look at the age groups today, well, I don't know who they're marketing to, but younger people, this is a differentiator. They'll buy this just for that reason and not even worry about the technology side. It's I get to contribute to the environment and save waste by using this product. So that's a good message.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It might. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's something they probably should have led with. But I guess it depends on. I guess the business has got both options or both products, in it.
Right.
So like, hopefully they got some patents to back this up, because with $1 million for 10%, a $10 million valuation, they better have a ton of sales and they better have a patent.
Yeah.
And I was like, we could make something that could actually keep that self-brewing feature in coffee. So people can now do that with our machine.
How much is it?
It's $120 retail.
And what does it cost you to make?
$38.
Do you have a patent?
Wow.
Yeah, I have a utility patent pending for both the pods and the machine.
Can you tell us a little bit about
Ding,
how
ding.
did you go from Ghana to Indiana?
Well, I grew up in Ghana. At 17, I graduated from high school, and I decided I would chase a career of civil engineering in the United States. So I kind of kissed my family goodbye, and I arrived in the United States with $2,000 in my pockets. I arrived on campus in Cleveland State, and I ended up working a job, scrubbing toilets in the morning at 5:30 a.m. to make money to keep myself going.
So
Ding,
what
ding.
is your role in this? You're a social media influencer.
So
What do you
yeah,
do?
a little bit of background about me. I, over the last 8 years, have gotten billions of impressions and views and over 45 million followers. You look over here, my 94-year-old grandmother, who's my co-star, and we've been doing it together the whole time.
Oh wow, look at that! How
Everything's
cool
with
is
your
that?
grandma?
Not everything, but she's my main star. So I have the ability to push products and push people, and
But
that's
what's
kind of
your
why I'm
role in
here.
the company?
I'm marketing. This is my brand. I'm using my social media to back this. I'm pushing it with all my might. The last week, I got.
Seems like anyone can do that.
Yeah, it is. I mean, obviously he has a big following, and that could be great. I mean, assuming that although that following is, coffee drinkers that like to, have the need for a single brew coffee. I mean, that could be huge. I mean, that's to the point where it's like, do they even need a shark?
Right.
Because they're also asking for $1 million. So like, let's hear what kind of sales they got to back this up.
Well, they have to produce this, but they're getting a 70% margin, $38 cost, $120 retail, and there's some other costs in there. But your point is, I don't know if this is just to get up and running on the production side to build enough of these things. So something else I think they should have done at the beginning, once again, is show maybe a video of people using it. Like, okay, here are the different use cases. So a lot of times I can picture that, because here I see camping right off the bat. People say, well, I don't camp, so it looks like a camping product. No, this is you're a salesperson. You're going meeting to meeting. You're on the road. You're a truck driver. I mean, there seems like there's so many things you could show to get capture their imagination.
I mean, we only have a couple of Starbucks in our area down here in South Jersey, but there's always a line. I mean, the line is way longer than I would be willing to wait for almost anything. Especially a cup of coffee or a cup of tea or anything.
Right.
Just on my platforms. Well, then let's get to sales. We sold it on Kickstarter. We sold 600 units in January of 2020.
Did you deliver the Kickstarter units
Yes,
yet?
we have.
You can tell it's designed by an engineer because it's all built around functionality.
Yes.
As opposed to looks, right?
Yes.
It looks a little bit like a spaceship, right?
I would say it looks like a camera lens.
And
Yeah,
that's
I would
what's
say
missing.
camera lens too.
You did how much in revenue on your Kickstarter?
$42,000.
Just tell me your total sales.
Okay, 42,000 to date. That's
it?
Yes, that's what we did.
Mr. Wonderful.
Oh man, that's a man. Oh, that's gonna be a tough sell. Hopefully somebody's willing to play ball and at least offer some kind of percentage to, like, okay, I'll take 30% or I'll take 40%, but I'm not giving you $1 million. I'm not giving $1 million for that.
That's 350 units. I mean, it's interesting. $42,000 in revenue. I mean, it's not a whole bunch of units. I don't know if it's
they
just.
They said 600 units though. So did they not deliver all the units?
I don't know.
He
said
sold some.
He said 42,000 in revenue, $120 a pop if they sold it as 350. Yeah.
Yeah, but you have to remember on Kickstarter, there's probably a discount. So they probably discounted that. Maybe it was $80 or something. So, so something to that effect.
Yeah, okay.
Please. Oh my goodness, are you kidding? You think this is worth $10 million?
Absolutely.
Okay, now I'm gonna rip your pieces. Are you out of your mind?
No.
Why would you think this is worth $10 million?
Because just my push alone, I can get 100 million impressions any week on my own.
You
What
can
does
buy
that have
those
to do
with
with
it.
And I can sell. I've already sold
Can I
products.
monetize your impressions so I get
$42,000
worth?
No, because we haven't done the push yet. That was just to see if the practicality was good.
Exactly.
I haven't even jumped on. I had a product last year on e-commerce that made 33,000. I brought it on, 9 million this year.
Single serve, take it with.
Wow. Okay. Well, ding ding. That is powerful. But again, if what was the product? What target market was that? Was that hitting? And are they all coffee drinkers? Because if that's the case, what are you even doing here? Like, what do you need? Like, you've already invested the money. You've done you got the cameras. You got the.
You can get 100 million impressions.
Yeah, without paying money for it. Like, what are you doing here then?
It's a great question. Yeah.
You portable, preserve the environment. That's all good. But like any product, it comes down to the actual design. Like I started playing with it, and there's just too many moving pieces that you had to explain. You're asking for $1 million, and you haven't really shown us anything to say you deserve $1 million. So for those reasons, I'm out.
That's painful.
Appreciate that.
I think it's a great product, horrible design. But
Wow.
let's put all that
Wow,
aside.
he's like twitching at that. He just switched that. I feel that is it's always tough to have that kind of feedback, right? Especially as a designer where you're like, yeah, it sounds like a horrible design, but did you design it? Like you're sitting on the couch, you're quarterback, Monday quarterback over here saying, I would have designed it differently. Like, well, of course you would, because I put all the work in. I'm the one that did all that, not you.
Yeah.
Back because I love the concept. I love you. $1 million for 10%. The challenge when you ask for that kind of money in a $10 million valuation is you've gone out of the world of belief and theory, and now you're in the world of proof.
I also want to say here on their Kickstarter, $42,000 is really not a lot. Like on $100 product, right? Like that should have been like 420,000 or 1.1 million or something where it's like, oh wow, okay, we really have a big, thing push that we can make with this, and it's clear. 42,000 is not. I mean, look, you did it. It's great. Ding ding. Hats off to you. It takes a lot to do it, but it could be a lot better. It really should have probably been a lot better. Though this guy, wasn't on board just yet. So, but even without him being there, like I feel like it should have been something where it could have, if it really had to get up and go, it could have been viral. I feel like the biodegradable cup, I think that, maybe there's something to that maybe that's where the real money is.
Yeah. Well, there's also a piece as I think more about this, my wife and I go skiing often, and we just get a Coleman thermos. We load it up and it stays hot for 24 hours. So I think there's something here. And I think maybe that's why they're hitting on the design, because the practicality is, I think if you're really a big coffee drinker, you can have a half a gallon of coffee in your thermos for the day. Here, they probably want to hit people that, I like my coffee fresh. It's kind of cool looking if I brew it at the airport, sitting there or at my desk or whatever. So there's, he hit that, and I didn't really think about that at the beginning, the whole design look of it.
Yeah.
You have to give me proof that it's worth that. It's ridiculous. I'm out.
Oh, Robert.
You know what? It's still an early stage prototype. There's still a long journey. So your valuation and the amount of money you're asking, it's just very hard. And I'm actually sad and upset because you have this great energy.
Yeah.
I love you
So
guys.
sad.
I'd love to be, but you made it impossible for us. So I wish you the best. I'm out.
It's clever. I think.
Oh, it's clever. So, you know what else is clever? Finding out what my man Dan Cockrell does and who he is. Dan, let the people know who you are, what you do.
Yeah, thanks, Joe. I am a scrappy entrepreneur now. My wife and I have been running our consulting company for 3 years. We wrote a book together. We do keynote speeches and leadership workshops and customer service. I worked for Disney for 26 years to learn all that, and and left Disney 3 years ago. And now we're out in the world learning how to be business people and learn how to sell and market and all the stuff I didn't get involved with before. So there you go.
That is awesome. And thank you, Dan, for being here on this Biz Coach Reacts video. I help people grow their profit for their business. If you want to learn more how you can work with me, go over to superjoepardo.com or get at me at superjoepardo on all social media. Now let's find out if Lori thinks that this is a hero or a zero.
that always problem solution things are great. But today you came in asking for $1 million
Yep.
for 10%. And everybody said sort of the same thing. You guys, $1 million is so much money.
You
It's
can
just
still do that.
too rich.
Is there a way to shift
sadly,
your
I'm
deal?
out.
Oh,
Thank you.
I'm offended at this valuation. 10 million? That's obscene. That's ridiculous. It's stupid. And as a result, you're going to walk away with nothing. And so it's your mistake, not mine.
Our goal is to have inventory.
I'm here. I got $1 million, but you're not getting any of it, zero, or any from anybody else because of your mistake, your greed, your decision, your strategy. Even with the Roscoe man there, it doesn't matter.
It's wonderful. I don't plan to pay myself for the next few years until this takes off. The goal of this is not to
Who
build
cares
wealth.
if you're paying yourself? It's $1 million. Anyways, guys, I'm out.
Wow.
that's a shame. It's a shame.
Good luck, guys. Congrats,
Good luck,
man. I hope it
guys.
all
Yeah,
works.
thanks, Josh. Appreciate the opportunity. Thank you, guys. You guys are very good. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, at least they have the opportunity to blow it up big with on a shoestring budget.
The Sharks will definitely regret that because I do believe that not investing in us, they have lost a big deal. They might not know it now, but they will know it in the years to come.
They very well might. So let's check out their website here. So they're offering 10% off and free shipping. All you gotta do is give them up an email address. Free shipping on all orders over $49. So I didn't even have to give them my email address just to buy that. A pretty good looking website. We've seen a lot worse ones here.
So to your point, Joe, I don't know why they didn't ask them what the million was for, right? That seems like a pretty clear question because clearly they said we don't need marketing, they don't need R&D. So what is it they need? I didn't hear that.
If I had to guess, it's probably to produce the inventory. But I mean, it's great to have an awesome product, but if nobody can buy it, I mean, then it makes it tough. And it's on sale from $120 down to $9.99, which is or $99.99. Which hey, at $100, I mean, I think it's good. They still are going to make a 60% profit or so. Is that did the math right on that? Matt, everybody that watches this show knows that I'm not the math wizard. I usually have to break out the calculator, but I feel inadequate to sit next to Dan, who's like, oh yeah, that's blah 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 blah. Like my grandpa do that stuff.
Well, I don't do it in my head for sure, but I've been in enough projects. Sometimes you get so excited about things, you get tunnel focused, and all of a sudden one person says, by the way, this is great, I love everything, are we making any money? And I've been in many meetings where we said, well, it's more of a strategic, we're laying the groundwork. Like, wait a second, we're breaking even here, or you're not making a lot of money. So, you want to work hard to get things off the ground, but you also want to be productive.
Yeah. Absolutely. I also wonder, so they didn't even get into, and again, these pitches run an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours. So it can be difficult to really understand, what is the business here? Like, you have the cup, right? And in this case, they're selling it for 24, I guess it's 24 pods for $24. That seems like a really great deal on coffee. I mean, but how good is the coffee? I know,
right.
People are getting to be coffee snobs. Anybody that's buying this product, in my opinion, is probably in that bracket of coffee snob or pseudo coffee snob, right? They know what they like and they want to, they want that. I mean, here you can see it's the donut shop K-Cup right there.
Right.
So it's a shame. I think it has potential. We'll see if they can actually sell it and maybe get an update on themselves and see how it goes.
Yeah. Another piece that a lot of places do, are you buying fair trade coffee? Are you buying your coffee from Guyana and helping people and making sure that they have a sustainable economy? I think they did miss some of those social responsibility messages they could have gone with.
Yeah. Well, I'd also say it's like it comes down to are you trying to be in the coffee business or are you trying to be in the coffee machine business, and
right.
You kind of have to be both, right? K-Cup kind of changed the game, with all that, but I don't know. Another one. To me, it's like license this cup to to the companies that do it, and then make your brewer, or don't even worry about the brewer. Just license the patent and get that mailbox money.
Yeah, yeah. So quick story. When our youngest son was about, I think he was 10 or 11, we went with some friends and went to Idaho, and we went hiking up in the Sawtooth Mountains, and we were going for like 3 or 4 nights. We brought everything up with us, and we get up to the campsite. It was probably a 4-hour hike to get up, and I hear someone say, "How you forgot that?" Yeah, I was on the checklist, but I didn't get it. I'm like, "What's going on, guys?" They're like, "We forgot coffee," and I'm like. And it's a drug and you got to have it. And I was like, no, I can't be up here for 4 days without coffee, man. It's cold up here, a nice cup of coffee in the morning. So I left about 1:00 and I ran down the mountain. I didn't have a pack, so I was a lot faster. I got in the car. I drove 45 minutes to the first grocery store, bought a can of coffee, got in the car, drove 45 minutes and hiked back up. And I got in about probably at 8 at night, and I was like almost hallucinating. My legs were out. I was dehydrated, and I just passed out in the tent. And I got up the next morning, and one of the guys came over and he says, "Hey, Dan, he said, good morning. Would you like a cup of Dan?" I said, "You mean a cup of Joe?" He goes, "No, your commitment to coffee. This is now called a cup of Dan." So that was my coffee adventure.
Dan is the real MVP here on that trip, for sure. That's, the coffee makers, thank you.
Yeah. And coffee drinkers know where I'm coming from. Anyone out there would have done the same thing.
I love it. I love it. I love it almost as much as I love you smashing the like button for the YouTube algorithm if you made it this far into this video, so that more super entrepreneurs like yourself can watch this video, learn from Dan and I, and have a great time doing it. Get subscribed so you don't miss another Biz Coach Reacts video. Thank you so much, Dan.
Thanks, Joe.
We will see you in the next video. Take care.